If you've been injured, the insurance company that you hear from is not there to help you.
Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Addressing the court, Toldt's attorney, Ronni Boskovich, explained to Judge Robert Lane the purpose of the plea deal drafted by Nye County Deputy District Attorney Kirk Vitto.
Typically with these types of cases, Mr. Vitto negotiates them in such a way that it's the defendants have one chance to prove that they've made the change, that they're willing to be productive members of society, stay out of the criminal justice system, and Mr. Toldt is asking for that chance in this case, Your Honor.
District Attorney Chris Arabia then asked that Kyle Bickerstaff's mom, Allison Bruns, be allowed to address the court, and after an objection by the defense, Judge Lane allowed it.
You wanted to do this to for whatever reason, to look cool or whatever. You purposely inserted your mother into the situation. And I don't understand, I will never understand that. Somebody died. My son died. He died and nobody cares. Not one person involved cares. Not one person called the police. Not one person rendered him aid. Instead, everybody decided to try to cover it up. And to me, that's sickening. It's absolutely wrong that nobody in this situation has any regard for a human life. A life was lost. This was a good kid. And for everyone to conspire together and clean up the crime scene, not to bring him aid, I don't care what the fight was. Nobody gave him aid.
Arabia followed up by pointing out the seriousness of the charges against Toldt.
You know, the facts of this case are, I don't know what the right word is, but you know, this is some serious stuff, and I know that this is a very young person, but you know, we have someone beaten with a pipe, we have concealing a weapon that was used in a homicide, you know, dissuading witnesses, and the defense's recitation of Mr. Vitto's thinking, that is how Kirk approaches these cases, and we're mindful of that, and Kirk's been at it a lot longer than I have, and he didn't get to that by accident, so I do think that despite the seriousness of the allegations, that you know, that it is appropriate, and I just want to thank Ms. Bruns for coming out here today as well, just because I know that this is not an easy thing for her, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Judge Lane ultimately agreed with the proposed sentencing recommendations and went on to explain that the goal is that Toldt can be rehabilitated.
Mr. Vitto's juvenile analysis is correct when they come in front of us, and on those we try and work with them on those rare occasions where we have to certify them as an adult. We do so with the thought in mind of, let's get them in adult court, give them an appropriate sentence, and then let them out and hope they rehabilitate with that big sentence hanging over their head. And we are going to do that with Josh. We're going to give him a big sentence and hope that that will straighten him out. He's going to be sentenced to 14 to 35 months with credit for time served. So that 9 or 10 months that he's going to spend in jail for dissuading a witness is going to be his slap on the wrist. The rest of them will be ran consecutive with probation, so when he gets out, he'll have to start working the straight and narrow.